Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to catandbeats. I thought I would just make a quick video to help people out. It's a bit technical. It comes with a little story, so sit back, relax, and I'll tell you the story. So I'm working for this artist. She has to do a big show on Tomorrowland, very big festival here in Europe, and I was doing the mix. Mix came out good. Everybody's happy. Okay, great. I always record my mixing too, like video recording, so that the artist that I work for, can learn the mix side of what see their files transform, and then um, learn little things. Now she saw this thing where I deleted the 30 hertz cut, which was apparently some type of rule. She called me up and she's like, "Hey, I'm really worried about this because I have to play at Tomorrowland and." Um, I received information that you always have to have a 30 hertz cut. And for me, the amount of variables that were happening in my head when I heard you always have to at 30 hertz and cut and the speakers that are playing. And then I was like, yeah, but what about the front house engineer? What about the actual stuff you're working with? And me, I can actually hear the low end. I know that it's causing a post ring. uh, where is this coming from? And then I got all these two little articles sent, and they're questionable at best. And then also say the thing that worried me the most was, yeah, my producer friends that are also playing there, or fellow producers, they always all do this, and I'm just like, oh god, that's horrible. I like insert like the Michael Scott going, no, that was my brain. It was literally going, God, no. So I was like, okay, I work for other big artists too. Let me just double check with them. So I go across the pond and I ask American, or he's British actually. Doesn't matter. He works in America, afterlife artist. I mixed for him a couple times as well. And I was like, hey, have you ever heard about this? You have to have 30 hertz in the techno scene because otherwise the big systems aren't going to take it. And he's like, what? No, that sounds, that sounds like gobbledygook. That's just a bit odd. I was like, I know, right? And then another one, really good guy. I'm gonna be doing a mixing series with him. Asked him as well, "Hey, well, what's going on? Is this actually a thing?" And he's like, "You know what? I've heard my German counterpart, who was a big guy as well, and he does this, and it was a 48 dB per octave cut, and prior to it, a big Pultec boost at 60 hertz." And he says, "All of my productions are like that because," and then I'm just like, "What the fuck?" So I went on some forums, and then some people are going like, "You have to have the 30 hertz cut," and I'm here to tell you, Jesus Christ, just get some headphones so you can hear the low end, and from there make your decisions. Don't just go always this rule. Sorry, like lost my shit a bit there. I'll show you why people think this is also a good idea, by the way, and from there we'll keep going. First and foremost, let's just show the problem. So we have Fab Filter. There's a hardcore fucking cut, zero latency at 30 hertz. And right now I'm just showing it on the kick drum, but I want you to imagine this on a master. We have the cut here, and just by itself, if I turn this on and off, most of you can't hear what's going on. Maybe if you have speakers that go low, but you should be able to hear that. Or if you have headphones, you should be able to hear what's going on. So with zero phase, if we just duplicate this track for a second, and I'm going to freeze this track, and I'm going to flatten this track. Poof. What the fuck? Why did Ableton just make such a long ass sample out of this short ass kick? What the shit's going on? Well, what's going on is that this is now a ring that's happened because of the EQ over here. And is this ring is now constantly in your entire master because you did a steep cut. So you're gonna, for instance, normally you would have a kick drum, and then right after this kick drum, right after this kick drum, it would be the next kick drum, right? This one, boom, it would be the next. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a pretty fast BPM. And you're probably thinking like, well, that's not that bad. But guess what? You have your bass there as well, right? That's being cut. So you have this very muddy, ringing low end. And you might go to your club and you're playing it back and you're like, man, this club it doesn't sound that tight. Like, no, the club sounds like the club, but you did a cut because of this random rule, and your fellow producers are doing this too. But your mixing engineer said, God damn it, just delete that. So yeah, you have to watch out for that. Now, are there ways to remedy this? To not have this thing? I know a couple of you are going like, yeah, dude, just less steep, dude. Stop being a dumbass. Jesus Christ. Okay. So let's go less steep. Let's go 36 hertz, or yeah, something like that. And we're going to go 30 hertz. Okay, 30 hertz. Okay, we're giving a little bump because that's what people do, but let's just do it like this. Okay, we'll just 30 hertz. There you go. All right, little thing. You're like, well, now you're not going to have any problems. And my answer to you is going to be, it really depends. So if we freeze this track, you can actually already see till where it goes. So now the ring is going to go till there. So it's going to go, flatten it, boop, there you go. So it continues going again. So we have, again, a longer kick. So again, if you have boo, and then you have a percussion kick, then those are going to go, you're going to have that like a really annoying, flabby, shitty low end because you thought you were cleaning it up, but actually you're just making it worse. The worst thing is that everybody's going to have a different number. So I was just working for this guy as well, and he said at 40 hertz, I always have to cut. Streaky says at 20 hertz, I always have to cut because it's inaudible anyway. No. So, for instance, then other people like Slate Digital would say it's normal to make a bump as well. I can actually make this ring worse via just having a little listen. So 26 is going to ring a little bit longer. So if I go duplicate it and we do it with the bump with the thingamajig, we freeze this. Boom. Now we have the kick going on to all the way over here. I just wanted to show you that it depends on the source material that you're working with to how where the cut is. So if it depends on how low that kick is to start with to create that kind of post ringing, which by the way creates a volume bump. So if you then for your master put this into a limiter, your limiter is going to have a higher chance to start going because you've added, this and this little bump, which is annoying. So what you can do as well is you can so well, you know what? I won't do that bump then it's not that bad. Great. And I will go linear phase. Fantastic. So you can do this to say, but don't do it on the rule of 30 hertz. Just do it on how it sounds good to you. So do zero phase, linear phase. And what can happen with linear phase is that you might have a pre-ring. So you have a post ring with zero phase and a pre-ring and a tiny post ring with linear phase. And it could happen that you'll get that the transients become a little bit less hard. So instead of it sounding like duck, 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 it'll sound zitak, 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 specifically in the low end. Again, maybe rent a room, ask a mixing engineer or a mastering engineer to just double check, or just closed back headphones. You should be able to pick up on that if you lose transients. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can just have 3 masters. So 3 mastering chains as well. You're going to print your mix, and then you can just take the printed mix, and let's just say these are the printed mixes. This is mix A, and you're going to go zero phase. This is zero latency. This is mix B, and this is going to be linear. And this is mix C, and this is going to be no fucking cut, nothing. And then you're going to take a limiter behind every single one. Right now, I'm just going to use the limiter from Ableton because it's just there. Not going to show you, but they're all going to have the same gain reduction. They're all set exactly the same gain, exactly the same look ahead, exactly the same settings. And then just listen to each mix and just A/B them. Just go, okay, how does the mix sound with zero latency? Does the kick sound like it's starting to fart because you're creating less headroom because it's a little bit louder? Okay. How does mix B sound with the linear phase? Does it sound like the transients are disappearing? I'm just showcasing, by the way, the things the worst things that you have to look out for. It doesn't mean that they will happen. Depends on the source material that you're working with. But does Do the transients disappear? Do they not? Okay, how does the limiter sound? Does it sound distorted? Nothing. How does that sound with the limiter? Which one sounds the cleanest? So which one has a farting kick and which one has a clean low end? Yeah? My suggestion would be to go with the one that you feel works the best. So if your mix sounds the best with a farting low end distortion, fucking yes. If your mix sounds the best with worst case scenario, a little bit less transient, go with this one. If your mix sounds the best with the nothing on it, go with that one. But remember to make sure that you cross references with a reference to see which of these three mixes and in going into the limiter with the master with the different types of filters works the best with that reference. All right. Now, so that's just my advice. You have to use your ears. Don't rely on the spectrum graph. So that's like the next point is that the spectrum graph itself is causing this issue because people look when they mix, and it's the thing that pisses me off so much. If you go on Patreon, you can see me go, God damn it, stop looking at mixes. You have to listen to it. So if we have an operator, I'll show you the issue that like kind of started me getting all pissy. So if we have this thing here, let me just turn down the master a little bit as well. Actually, I can just turn this down. There you go. If we have this, and we're going to just take away the cut, and nothing's going on. Here we have a spectrum analyzer. And if I press 175 hertz, we're going to get a thing at 175 hertz. Okay, if I go up, it shows that this is now 686 hertz. Fantastic. If I will go, for instance, to 50 hertz, this is starting to floop around a bit. So it's making, if I would look at this mix, making me go, huh, there's low end going on there. There isn't. There's actually just 50 hertz playing back. If we go lower, and this is where it really starts to get messy, we go nice and low. We're at 19 hertz, and it's showing all types of stuff at the 0 dB line. So at 10 hertz, it's just showing that there's all this stuff going on, but there's nothing going on. Let me just show you why there is nothing going on. So if we take this 50 hertz, I'm going to turn on a Q, and we're going to go to 50 hertz. So now the 50 is there, and the 50 is here, right? I'm going to change this to a notch filter. And now I am playing the sound here. Oh, cock. I'm playing it here, but nothing's coming out over there. So 50 hertz is playing back. Even if we go with a really tight Q, I'm still playing it over here. And nothing is coming out. And that's because we're cutting it out with a notch filter. So it's going to 0 exactly at that 50. So therefore, all this stuff that it's showcasing at 37 hertz to 62 hertz, it's not true. It's just one singular sine wave at 50 hertz. That's all it is. And it gets worse the lower you go. So therefore, it doesn't mean that there's something going on below that. Okay? That's like the thing is you just have to listen to your song. Look, the lower we go, look, now it's showing this pumping thing. And it's with every single one. It's with Fab Filter. It's just the nature of one of those things. So we go Fab Filter, we can look at the spectrum graph. Look at it, this is even worse. It's showing like all this stuff. But it's only 33.8 hertz playing. That's it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the waveform. 48 hertz playing back. It's showing all this stuff. A little bumping again. It's just the way that the spectrum analyzer works. It works the same with span. Any spectrum analyzer will showcase that. So don't look at it. Instead, make those three options, A, B, C, with a cut, and then different filter types, and then listen to the track, compare it to the reference, go from there. At the end of the day, we have to listen to the music. There's nobody going on a with some type of phone in your, when you're playing back a DJ set and he's going to go, you haven't cut there. And actually, just listen to your track, please. I would be really happy. And I hope this helps you to decide, filters are actually a little important. To clean up the low end doesn't actually mean to cut. It means to listen. All right, that's it. Much love. Take care. Peace out. And have a good one, yeah?